Heidi.
Oh, excuse me.
So,
My
but yeah, allergy season for us,
always my favorite time of the year.
and ours never goes away. Hello, Faye. So, are you guys in lockdown too, Penelope?
Not yet.
Okay. Hello, Carly.
I just sent a bunch of things out, reminders.
Okay.
We're
So,
increasing our numbers again. They're spiking something crazy, but bear in mind, I'm in the United Conservative Party, and they don't believe in lockdowns like we should.
well, we're in lockdown now. Hello, Kathy, Carly. Yes. Yes, we can, Carly, and we'll get started in a few minutes. We're in lockdown for 3 weeks, and that's basically no huge gatherings, no eating in a restaurant, outside, yes,
Yeah, we're not
takeout, yes. We're back. Everyone's back to working at home. Hi, Tracy. So,
hi, everybody.
I never left home, so it doesn't matter to me.
We're not. I'm still working. This week I'm in the office. It's audit season. Our year end was today, and I should have had someone pull a card for me yesterday because this morning I went into work, booted up my Sage 50 program, and the following message came across the desktop. Corrupt file. Error in database. And IT had been working on it for 3 days, trying to say it wouldn't be a problem. So after an hour, I picked up the phone and I called IT. Very nice man. He answers the phone and he goes, "Oh, I had that problem on Friday, but it was your day off, and I just hoped it would go away."
Oh, nice.
Things would go away. See this message? This message means that I can't open my files. Well, we'll get to you sometime next week. I said, I'm going to sound bitchy. I want them fixed now. I want the new tower in. I want to be able to open my books. I said, I'm audited in 2 weeks. I can't start my audit in a week. I need those 2 weeks to finish closing my books. Well, you can do it from remote. I said, data corruption on file. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was going to tell you about it.
Oh.
It took almost all my faith not to kill him when he walked through the door.
Well, we did pull cards for you yesterday, but I don't think it said that.
But
it's like
I have a new tower.
Yeah.
Yes, he was tall, dark, and handsome. No, he did not appeal to me because I couldn't open my database.
Oh, it happens.
No.
So on that note, we'll get started. Hi, Faye.
I want you to know, guys, I was a slightly stressed tarot reading witch today. If I was in a cauldron, I'd have cursed somebody.
I don't need a cauldron to do that.
It just seems more effective. Where's my eye of newt, damn it?
Hello, Jeanette. So starting with Faye. Faye, I've got the 10 of Pentacles for you. Look at that. She talks about a cauldron, and there it is. This is like brewing up a storm. You may be doing a little cooking, putting some love into that cooking, and make sure like there's money. So there's going to be like a feast around you a little bit. Remember, lockdown, no more than your immediate family. But this is about cooking, putting love in, and maybe it's not just that, but it's making magic happen around your Faye. And I like the idea that maybe you're doing this outside. Do it. Make sure you got a cleared area, that you're not setting the forest on fire and having, well, it all depends on whether you have really good looking firemen. But they're saying that take your time, enjoy the weekend, because it's going to be a while. All right. So really enjoy the weekend.
Well, Faye, talking about burning down the forest.
Stay alone.
I chose for you to horn God. Now, all that red there, that kind of represents authority. So be the boss. Ravens and bears say that you're going to receive lots and lots of messages in the next little while. News is coming of people coming to visit you. Don't burn down the forest because check the forest out. And, just really enjoy the week. And remember, you are a powerful, strong, amazingly imaginative, and wonderful woman. And happy geocaching.
Yes. Okay. Carly is next. And Carly has asked too if we pull for Tina and Brenda. So Carly first. 7 of Swords. Oh, time for a little contemplation. Gather close to you what you want to keep and let the rest go, Carly. And this is in communication. This is in people. This is in items around you. It's literally clearing out your closet. If you're not wearing it, you haven't worn it for 6 months, kiss it goodbye, put it in the bag and give it to charity. Someone else will be able to use it. But there's also a little communication coming towards you too. And it looks like it's the kind where you have to sit down and really contemplate what direction you want to go in. And so I'm going to say, trust your instincts. We're all born intuitive. It's whether or not we choose to listen to it.
So, sweetheart, I chose for you, actually, it's the next card on the top of the deck, the moon. And I mean, the moon talks about listening to your instincts, what D'Arcy was just talking about. Listening to your instincts, paying attention to your dreams. Like some are just dreams, but other dreams are psychic visions, and they have meaning. So I would start looking for the meaning behind the surface of the water. And if you have any crystals, which I'm told you do, but I don't know if that's true, don't forget this is a full moon. I think today and tomorrow are the last 2 days, so I'll have to check my app. And purify your crystals. Is it today and tomorrow?
I have no idea. I'd have to look. But Penelope had that card up, and I was sort of thinking of both Faye and Carly, and I know they're not related, but I was thinking, have you guys ever watched Moonstruck? And if you haven't, you should. It is one of those movies that, well, depending on who you are, I really liked it. It's sort of funny. And it's just the way it's done.
Here, just a word of introduction. Faye, you do not need to fall for any younger man who loves opera, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay. So now for Tina. And Tina, I pulled the Magician. This is having all the tools you need to create an environment inside your life the way you'd like to see it. Do not be afraid to break bread with those you love. And always keep a pot of soup on the back burner because you never know who might pop in. And I mean, we've got crock pots now, so you can make it in a crock pot, keep it on low, just simmering after it's cooked, because you never know who might show up and be hungry. Bread and soup, always a great meal.
Now, it's not too cool because the card that came up was the 10 of Athens. And what this talks about is you're about to come to the end, if you haven't already, of a really, really difficult time. That advice of the home cooked meal and the home fires burning, it's not a bad idea. I think you're going to have visitors. I think that now's the time to celebrate and almost have like a feast to celebrate the end of bad times and the beginnings of newer things coming.
Nice advice. So Brenda, you're next. And Brenda, I pulled the High Priestess. Number 3, which I never noticed last night. There are 3 flamingos there. And to me, that this is about accomplishing events around you, and you may need to break them up into 3 piles. But it's also, again, the full moon. So taking time to contemplate, a little meditation, and allowing the energy of renewal to flow through you. And don't be afraid to open your wings and fly. And obviously that's a metaphor. Just open your wings and embrace life.
And for you, the card that came up is the Star, which is twofold. It's a wishing card. I've always thought of the star as the wishing card. Can you see that, Darce?
Yep.
Pretty cool. Whoops, there we go. And the other thing it talks about is an opportunity to manifest your dreams, to tap into your hidden power, to bring positive things into your life. And, I know the official spring was just a few days ago, but now still a good time to sweep out your house. And I like to use a cornstalk broom. It's in really bad shape at the moment, but I still like to use it. And sweep out the old and open the door and let fresh air in and let fresh air into your soul.
Yeah. So Kathy, hello, Kathy. I pulled the Six of Swords, and this is communication. Again, there's going to be a lot of ideas and concepts around contemplation, meditation this weekend as it is Easter. And for those of us who have been brought up in a religious setting and the meaning behind it, the dinner, the resurrection of Christ, right? It's been a long time since I've been to church. But this is about maybe not so much embracing religion where you have to pay to pray, but embracing the religion of who you believe in and what you believe is important to you.
I like how you did that.
Oh, no, I've never been a pay to pray girl. It's like I used to go to church because of Father Charles, because I just loved his deep voice and the way he would hit the pulpit and make everyone jump. So, but they're saying it's really about what's inside here. So trust yourself, trust your energy, Kathy, because there is movement around you and you're going to be starting out slow. It's going to pick up and it's going to keep going.
So, darling, here we go. This is the Queen of Pentacles. First, if you note, there's a basket or a bowl, depending on who you are, that's got these really, really cool nuts in them. And ironically enough, these nuts are pecans, and they represent prosperity. But this is the Queen of Pentacles is about dignity and hard work being rewarded, and about independence, learning to stand on your own financially and emotionally and spiritually, and to share your wisdom in life and not be able to do it.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. But as a little side note about nuts, okay, the chestnuts, that you get in the fall, if you pick fresh chestnuts, you drill a little hole in them with a nail or a sharp object, and you put them in your window sills close to the beginning and close to your door, you won't get spiders in your house.
God, that's good to know.
Yes. So I do it every year. Mind you, I do a little speech to the spiders telling them if they come in my house, they're fair game. If they stay outside, I'll leave them alone. And I might get one or two in the house, but that's about it now. Okay, Tracy.
I have 4 tomcats. Spiders do not live here. Strange things get chewed around all the time or played with. I'm good with that.
Well, my cats don't know what. If it's a fly, they'll catch it. Okay, Tracy, I have picked the Chariot. Now, I don't think you're moving, but this is about movement. And this is about foundation. It's celebration. And maybe this is a movement card for work. It could be you looking for a new job, or you're getting a job. That might be like 4 weeks at a time. Give yourself a little break. 4 weeks here. Give yourself a little break, just so that you're not the monotony of every day having to get up and do the same thing will not be getting to you, Tracy. So I'm going to say just move with the flow. But there is definitely movement around you. And it's in the next 2 weeks or 2 months.
Okay, and it's strange because I chose the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles actually talks about finding something that you can make money at, that you enjoy doing. Tap into your talents. I know you read tarot cards. You might even want to consider posting in your building that you do cards or something. Just bring, like D'Arcy says, a little bit of income that's fun and, not boring and monotonous staring at a computer screen all day.
Yes. Okay. Hello, Cheyenne. Cheyenne, I picked the 10 of Cups, and this is about family. It's about having your spirits around you. It's about just enjoying the moment inside of life. But it's also knowing that there's always going to be plenty around you because you're the type of person that will go out and get it. And this one is also talking about putting down roots, because you can see the roots of the tree very prominent. And if your roots aren't deep enough, if a really bad wind comes along, you could lose where you are. And that's in more ways than just physical wind. I'm talking about a metaphorical wind. And so they're saying to make sure your roots are strong. So work on your roots over the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. The card I picked for you was the Two of Chalices, which is another cup card, and it talks about emotional balance, really good conversation between you and any other person in your life about working on harmony and not just reconciling with your friends and family, but reconciling with who you are and being at peace with who you are and remembering that you're fine just the way you are.
Jeanette, I have pulled the Three of Pentacles, and it made me think of Moses on the mountain. Okay. But this is, you have the power. Oh, I know what it is. Do you remember? With what's his name? Bruce God. Oh, and his wife says she wants the moon, and he pulls the moon down to her.
Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty. That's what it made me think of. Okay, I really am having elder moments here. But they're saying that you have the power, Jeanette. Whatever it is you want inside your life, you see that circle right there, and you're pulling the Stonehenge down, you're pulling the environment down. You're the person in control. You're in control of your destiny and everything around you. So keep this in mind. You have the power. And it's booming in my head. So I want to shout it, but I'm afraid if I do, someone's going to complain about the noise racket.
Well, what's really cool is I picked for you the Seven of Athens, which talks about using strategy, believe in yourself. Basically, you have the power. The polecat that you see in front, that's not a skunk, it's actually called a polecat. It talks about a symbol of confidence and determination. So pretty much you have the power, darling. You can set a steady course and expect to succeed.
Yes. Linda, hello. I picked the Ace of Pentacles, and this is a new opportunity around employment. When one door shuts, another one opens, or when window shuts, a door opens, whichever way you want to look at that. And so you're headed into a new direction. It may involve a little education. It may be self-education. It could be just taking a course online. But they're saying you're going into a new direction and to be open and flow with it. Because if you start putting up the blockers, then it makes it harder for you to get to the area of desire you're looking for.
And I drew the Six of Wands, which talks about accepting compliments on a job well done, that all that work that you tend to put into something will eventually be rewarded, and that you might want to remember that it's okay if you toot your own horn once in a while and say, yes, I deserve that recognition. I did a really good job, and don't be afraid to shine.
Yeah. And thank you for letting us, Faye, know that Sandra is on. So Sandra, I'm not sure if I pulled this for you last night or not, but it did come up again. The sun. Look at that beautiful elk and all the colors. And this is preserving nature tonight. This is about getting out there, doing a little walk in the woods, make sure it's not windy, and just preserving nature, or perceiving nature, maybe is what I'm supposed to say. But it could also be planting flowers, new starts, new beginnings, a rosy up front for you. And be prepared for the change, because as you're making the change will make for you as well.
That's really good advice. Your card is the High Priest. And this is about talking about, ceremony and rites, customs. And I mean, even in work, there's certain cultural customs, even in your job and ceremonies that sort of help join people together. And you might want to look into pursuing some of your spiritual connections and not be so nervous about them and not keep questioning them.
Sometimes it's really important to not question, not that I don't all the time, but sometimes we do need to stand still and do just what Penelope said. Don't question, listen. So, and if you get that knack down, let me know. Okay,
Hi.
so next is Amanda.
Hey, how
My
are
blanket's breathing in the back. Can you see that?
you?
Amanda, I pulled the Seven of Pentacles for you. And again, nature, getting back into nature, having that childlike feeling around you, and just enjoying the weather. So if there's a nice day this weekend, get out there, get your fingers a little dirty. Go for a walk along if you got water, go for a walk along a lake, river, creek, or ocean. It feels like, because we've all been inside for so long, it's time to get out there and really feel nature. And who knows, nature's not hurting as much as we are. And maybe a little help from nature is just what we all need.
Going out in nature is pretty cool because this card show. This is the Eight of Chalice, and this actually talks about growth and inspiration. It talks about finding a new path. Go outside, go find some fresh air, just clear your head, and think about what you're doing and what you want to do.
Sorry, everyone.
Guys, new path. So basically, the card is just saying it's time for you to take some thought while you're on that walk towards the water in the forest or getting your hands dirty. Take that time to figure out what direction you want to go in, like planting the seeds of a new beginning.
Good advice. So next is Amanda. Again, Amanda, did I pull this card for you yesterday? No, that was Marion. Nine of Pentacles. But again, look at the roots all around this lady, just how grounded she is, and the glow of God essence on top. And again, all the roots at the bottom just grounding her. And this is about you really moving in your own direction, not other people's. And it's really important to make sure you're getting out in nature as well. Now, I don't know if we read for Amanda, but if I've said something like that, she got it again.
Well, I chose the next card was the Six of Chalice, the Six of Cups. And this talks about taking a little bit of time and just going down memory lane a bit. Go down memory lane and think of all the successful things that have happened, the happy memories. Be willing to take some change. And like D'Arcy says, go out. A lot of these cards that I've noticed for my cups talk about being outside, being in the fresh air, taking that moment of renewal. And not all memories are sad. Even if there's a touch of sadness on them, put aside the sadness and look at the joy behind that memory.
Yeah. I can think of a lot of memories that would be sad, but really there's joy attached to them.
Exactly. I was thinking the other day about our brother Jim.
Yeah.
And I mean, yes, it was very, very sad to go and spend time with him when he was battling near the end. And yet, when I think of my brother, I don't know if D'Arcy, I'd like to think she does too. When I think of our brother, I think of him with a great deal of joy and an odd sense of humor.
I have one that's really warped, but I'm not going to share it.
Because he had such a strange sense of humor. So I'm sure equally so. And yes, it was a sad time. And yet I look back at that time and see it with wonder and magic.
Yeah.
A little
So
bit of vulgarity.
yeah. Emily is saying that she's never experienced a psychic or a medium, and she has become interested recently in it, and she has someone she needs to hear from desperately. So, Emily, on a platform like this, because there's so many people, what we do ask is that you will put the name of the person you want to hear from it. And if we can connect, we'll connect. That's the best way of doing it. And so what happens is, and because I noticed later you asked about how do you go about getting a reading, we just work our way down the list until we get to your names. And sometimes that can take a while because there are a lot of people that come on. I'm going to ask you, though, because my instincts all say that this is a woman to begin with and a man on the other hand, but not a father. Okay, so the woman could be a mom. I'm stuck at the mom. So if you don't mind putting their name at the bottom, we will catch up to you.
James. Scott or James?
Pardon me?
Either Scott or James. He comes by both.
Is that what she said?
Scott, or he may come through as James.
Where do you see that?
It just popped up on my Facebook feed.
Okay. Well, Emily, since we were just talking about our brother, his name was James.
Yes.
And so I am going to think that what Penelope said applies to you as well, is to hold on to the memories because they're the most important ones.
They are. Now, do you have a card for her? Because I'll let you go first.
No, I don't actually have a card, but what I want to say is that what I feel is this is like either a husband, lover. I didn't feel it's a brother, not the same feeling as ours. And is it?
Her brother.
It is her brother. So they must have been connected in a past life.
That could be.
Because I'm feeling more than just that attached to it. And what I feel is that if you talk to him, because as Penelope said, we're in the full moon. If you were to talk to him tonight, I'm pretty sure you'll get an answer tomorrow.
And when just before she asked that, like just before she said it was a boy, a man, or woman, right? I chose the Three of Chalice, which is it's actually about healing. The anniversary of something that comes up, the other interpretation of this card, besides joyfulness and fulfillment, is actually healing. The anniversary of something coming up that requires healing.
Okay, but there's also a lady around her.
Yes, and if you notice, I thought it was a robin, but it almost looks like a phoenix.
Or a pheasant.
Or a pheasant. So what I'm just saying, what I think is that how I'm feeling is maybe what our brother was trying to say is that there's similar spirits. Two of a kind. And something about poker, because I heard two of a kind beats a full house. I don't know what that means.
No, it doesn't. But it could also be that our brother partaked of alcohol and drugs at one point in his life, and that could be the connection here.
That could be.
Yeah, but I'm going to say I feel at peace. That's what I'm going to say about it.
And all I feel is laughter and joy.
Yeah, but it's still the same idea. Feel at peace. Okay. I like the way your color is changing.
I was going to say, Auntie Penny's glowing.
Yeah. Your screen, we know that. But Lily's next. Hi, Lily. I picked the Hierophant. Really watch your diet. Okay. Be careful of what you're eating. And just be on top of, like, if you're eating something like if I eat onions too many, I'll end up with heartburn forever. Or if I eat jasmine rice, I swear I'm still eating it the next day. So be careful of what you're eating. This is really about looking after yourself, Lily, looking after your diet right now.
You know, Lily, it's funny because honest to God, I'm not D'Arcy. I don't flip through my cards. This is
overindulgence.
I know. This is the King of Cups, the King of Chalice. It talks about do not overindulge.
Yeah.
I mean, Come on, just watch you. Be careful because you're going to have a lot of social things
Yes.
coming up. Do not overindulge. Not that you would ever overindulge, sweetheart.
Well, Kathy, you're welcome. And I'm glad you're becoming independent. Tracy, welcome. Cheyenne, welcome. Orville,
Yeah.
did I say it right?
Yeah.
Hello. Okay. I pulled for you the Seven of Wands. And
Orville,
this is getting, yep. And this is getting back again to nature, but also to your traditions. And listening to them, you may feel you're pulled in two different directions, but this is about tradition. This is about what is important to you. Now, when you look at the card, in actual fact, it looks like the girl's screaming and she's pulling the wings off a Batman, a little troll. But this is more about what's inside of you and people telling you should do one thing and you wanting to do something else and your tradition still being there. So they're saying, listen to the tradition. Don't listen to every other voice that's around you. This is about yourself, your roots. And they keep saying the word tradition. And I have to ask, is your mom okay?
No.
Well, I'm sorry because I hear a lady's voice.
But I believe she went in peace.
Then I'm going to tell you it is her talking about tradition.
So the card I chose for you is the Page of Swords or Anthems. This talks about even though you're going to find that you're going to have a great deal of abundance of energy, especially during the full moon. Please conserve your energy and don't be surprised if there's a possibility of advancement coming your way. One of the other things, you and I both know that owls usually are messages for people from the other side who are passing on messages. So I do believe it's not just your mother. There are other grandfathers and grandmothers who are trying to speak to you. So do follow your culture and stay true to your path.
It is important. Hello, Shar. I picked the Knight of Swords. Look at the exercise routine that bull is getting, stepping carefully, not breaking anything. Curb your temper. Whatever it is, you want to grab the bull by the horns and shake the crap out of it. I'm telling you, don't do it. Just sidestep it or pretend that there's a white wall between you and the situation and that you can't go through that wall. Because who's ever really getting under your collar here, you need to just water on a duck. And I know that's easily said and harder to do, but just think of it like that, water on a duck.
So I chose the card that came up for you is the Page of Wands. The first thing that draws my attention is, if you notice, there's a donkey in the back, and the donkey actually symbolizes courage and opportunity, ironically enough. And so one of the things is this card talks about not becoming so impatient, not being easily influenced by negative people, also not losing patience. Just like D'Arcy said, deep breaths, water off a duck's back.
What I liked about that card is you notice that he was using the wand and there's this white area between him and the donkey. But it also made me think, don't waste your magic on people. So that's basically your energy. Okay.
You don't want to waste anything on people who don't appreciate you.
Yeah. Jeanette, you're welcome. So are you, Carly. Emily, I think we've managed to do that. Amanda, gotcha. Kathy, take your mama to the beach. Okay. You're welcome, Amanda. Faye, Jim was cool. Him and I both owned a Nova. Yes.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, okay, we got there. And Tanya.
Did we read for Elaine?
Where did you see Elaine?
Oh, sorry.
I've got Emily.
Emily. Yeah, we read for her. So yeah, Tanya.
Hello, Tanya. Ooh, no. I don't actually go through the cards and pick them, but when I pick them up, if they don't feel right, they've got to go down. Aha. Queen of Cups. Because this feels like you. This is the emotional lady who knows how to calm the beast inside of other people. Doesn't mean your own heart doesn't overflow sometimes and you want to punch someone's lights out. But this says you know how to gauge the events around you. And this is also you waiting to hear a message from someone. But this is a live person, not a dead person. And they are saying that there is a lady who's going to be in touch with you across an ocean. I would say in June, possibly July. And it feels like good news. It really does.
Now, again, I'm just going with the card that comes up. This is the Five of Chalice. You know, this card talks about something really simple. Letting go of old regrets. Don't hold on to them any longer. It's time, you know, we all have loss. And some of us tend to want to hold on to that loss. Like it defines who we are. And it's like a regret. If only I had, if only I could have, would have, should have. Is that the expression, D'Arcy?
Yeah, would have, should have, could have.
So let go of that. Let go of difficulties. I would also recommend a change in lifestyle, just a little bit healthier lifestyle, no more vitamins. Spoken by the woman who won't eat her vegetables, but
I had a bowl of peas before I came on.
Eat a few more vegetables. I'm not a vegetable fan, and I hate carrots.
Well,
carrots are an abomination, but you should eat carrots because they're good for keratin.
Yeah. Shar, we did read for you, so hopefully you did get to hear it. Emily, I know this is going to sound like a really strange question. Sort of figured that was an overdose because that's why I said about drugs and alcohol. But was this recent? Like within I don't know, they mean 1 year, 1 day, 1 week? Yeah, I need to know because if I'm right, it's the right person. Okay, Lily, you're welcome. Hello, Mary. Oh, no, wait. Yes. Hello, Marion. Okay. I have the death card. And as we all know, death is not dying. This is reaching above the limitations that you may set for yourself and other people. This is taking control of all the situations around you and doing what you need to do, Marion, and not worrying about whether someone's now holding you back. This time for you to soar, to fly, to move in the direction you want to move, and to know that you're doing the right thing. And there is a lot of love and grace around you right now.
D'Arcy, what's the number of that card?
13.
Want to know what's so funny?
What? You pulled a 13 too?
Lord of Shadows. First card come up. This card is not, D'Arcy's right. This card actually isn't about death. This card is about a new journey, a turning point in life, moving from the shadows into the light. Almost like a rebirth. And I think because it came up twice, it also talks about creating positive energy. Don't just expect to find positive energy, but actually create some yourself. And it can be as simple as doing something in the morning, like waking up and turning to the east where the sun rises, and just say, Creator, God, Father, Goddess, whoever it is that you pray to, I am grateful for being allowed to waken upon this day. It opens the door for all that positive energy to come in. And to me, when I see the death card or the Lord of Shadows, which represents the death card, I don't think of death. I think of new beginnings and new light.
On that note, though, Marion, be prepared. There is something else. I just don't know what it is. And Orville, you're welcome and thank you. Kathy.
Well, then, Kathy, break down you're
Write
feeling.
it down, Kathy. Then when you're done, go outside. Don't set the place on fire and burn it.
Unless you have
Getting,
fires, like,
getting that out is really important.
oh, definitely, definitely.
Oh, okay. So there is another lady, but I thought she was more like a mom to you, unless your girlfriend, a good friend who acted like a mom to you. She's around you as well. Wow. If your brother died September 2018, then his memory is actually still quite fresh because he feels like it was just yesterday to me. What I'm supposed to tell you is they go in with God, and God is your interpretation of the word. And if you were Sean, just spell that word backwards because his dogs are God.
You know something? Have you ever read Dean Koontz novels?
Never.
Okay, Dean Koontz always features a dog. 90% of his novels feature golden retrievers. These dogs always have a spiritual connection to God or to the spirit world. They're either mediums, even in the most intense murder mysteries. So, common denominator: angels, dogs, angels, mediums, angels, God, dogs.
Yep.
And he firmly believes that if you were to look at the corner of a dog's eye, just the quickest glimpse, you would be able to see into heaven through the eyes of a dog.
Well, haven't you seen that A Dog's Life, or the one where the dog dies and comes back in a different dog? I bawl my eyes out every time. And I'm not a dog fan. I'm a cat fan.
I know.
But-
I'm both. I'm both, but I firmly believe a dog represents the best of what we could be, loving unconditionally. Cats don't love unconditionally. They're demons.
Oh, yes, they do. Mine do. So, Emily, glad to know that that's why she felt like a motherly figure. But what I'm hearing is, the song Stairway to Heaven? That's what I'm hearing. And I even pulled the card that shows the Stairway to Heaven. So that's what I'm feeling for you. And I want you to know that's how they are. Stairway to Heaven. Who is that by?
Led Zeppelin.
Oh, okay. So anyone else would like to ask a question or anything? We'll give you guys a few minutes. Otherwise, we'll give you back the rest of the evening. And you have to wait till 1 o'clock tomorrow to whether or not I show up. It's like, I might tomorrow night, I might not. So you'll know by 1 o'clock. It's
By
like
1
a mystery. By 1 o'clock, my time. By 1 o'clock in the afternoon, my time, I will have posted whether or not I'm showing up tomorrow night.
Okay, well, I'll make a point of taking a break from inventory count tomorrow, just with the auditors. Just look, I can just see this. Dean's our auditor, and I'll say, I'm sorry, I have to run upstairs. I can't count anymore.
Yeah,
because I have to see if my sister's going to be reading tarot cards.
Well, it's just that, Thursday, tomorrow, as of tomorrow, only had a 3-day week. And I'm more exhausted with a 3-day week than I am with a full week. And so it all depends on how tired I am tomorrow.
I've actually been going through the opposite. I've been on that hormone replacement therapy that we're experimenting with. And I swear to you, I have more energy and less fatigue than I've had in the last several years.
Well, that's good.
The only thing I've required is that I do not want to wake up with that 3-month happy glow. My skin was blotchy when I was 3 months pregnant.
Oh, no, I had that porcelain skin when I was pregnant. Still work at it, as you can see. But, well, then I guess there's no one else. Oh, wait. There was someone else I wanted to pull for. Jessica S. If you show up, you got the world. Okay. The whole world's something with you. The whole world smiles with you. That's what I'm hearing with this card. I know that's a song, but that's what I'm hearing.
And
So-
I should go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, keep that in mind, Jessica. The whole world smiles with you.
What came up was the Ace of Pentacles, talks about prosperity, financial security. And if you note, the sun was replaced by coins. So not only is this whole world smiling with you, but the sun is showering down success and prosperity on you and your family.
That's good. And the last thing is Kathy says, everyone thinks she's negative, only with myself. I always try to be positive and lift other people up. Well, just use a little for yourself. And
So
there's a mantra that you can use. I wrote it on my bathroom mirror for a while. I am looking at the person responsible for making me happy.
oh, I love that. Now,
And it's amazing how it works.
It does. I have a strange message, so I'm going to share with you guys a dream. I dreamt that my coworker introduced me to a smart-ass man who wore Hawaiian shirts. And we were on a beach, and someone was drowning. And this man went out, even though he was a real smart-ass, D'Arcy, he went out and he saved this other person's life. But a wave came up, and the man I was with, he wasn't a boyfriend or anything. He was way too smart-ass for that. And a little vulgar, and you know how I feel about vulgar jokes. And anyways, he died. And I went to the service, and someone gave me a card from him that he had left. And on the card, and this isn't my message, so this is for whoever showed up tonight. On the card, it said, I did not know I was lonely until the day you said hello. And I did not know I was loved until I had to let go. I actually woke up and wrote it down.
Well, nice. We do have two last people. I guess Shar never heard hers.
Okay.
So just fast. 3 of Cups, celebration. And
unpack my cards.
Easter's coming, so they could be talking about Easter, but it could also be celebration of a birth, a wedding, and a funeral. And so it could come in 3s for you. But the other one is making sure that, again, you're to get outside and enjoy the sun.
I think the last card I talked about was balance. And this one is the 2 of Pentacles, talks about balance. Talks about a time to balance your finances, to learn some new skill, to go out, get some fresh air, and to walk away from difficult situations. Just walk away.
Okay, and the last person is Leith. So
Okay.
Leith pulled you the 8 of Swords, and this is communication. This is clearing a path, correcting a wrong, making amends. And it's someone close to you. And sorry about that, Shar. So, like I said, clearing the path, correcting a wrong, making amends, Leith.
Okay, and this was for Lee?
Leith.
This is the Ace of Wands. Talks about a new career start. It talks about a new phase in a career. Getting rid of anything that is stagnant and holding you back. And talking about the possibility that there's new life coming into your family. Somebody is having a baby probably within the next year and a half.
Okay. And Shar, sorry about your nephew, and wish your mother a very happy birthday.
Yes, very much so.
Well, everyone, thank you so much for showing up tonight. And we, as always, we really appreciate the energy you take to come out. And may love, joy, peace, and happiness find you all in mysterious ways.
Have a blessed night, everybody.
Yeah, blessed be.